Alright. So, I gotta get this out of the way right off the bat because I don't want to be involved. I don't want to be involved. I want to be on the outside and look in and enjoy the show like everybody else. I don't want to be involved. But I do want to critique because I'm here for that. First of all. And secondly, because I thought this was amazing. This was just amazing. Like, watching psychology and human behavior work on this level, like these some people would call this a moron fighting a retard. And I would say that that's fair. I would look at it more like it's the unstoppable force and the immovable object. And it's fun to watch that test of wills happen. But it's sad to, like, think, for people that think that there's an actual winner in all this. There's no winner in this. Neither of them won. I'm going to say that right off the bat. I don't have a dog in this fight. Like I said, I don't want to be involved at all. I don't want to get in this. I don't want to get in between the unstoppable force and the immovable object because you get fucking squished, and I don't want that to happen to me. I'm fine. I think I'd be fine pitting my wits against the two of them combined. You know what I mean? Like, I think I could probably hold them apart if I needed to, but I just don't want to bother. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to be involved. Anyways, so, but I don't think either of them won. I think they both look equally fucking retarded. I think that if you want to go by who wins on points, not points as in a score, but points as in who made the most valid points, as opposed to who was just kind of the Weasley sniveler that didn't really answer questions or anything, Onision won. It might be biased. I don't really like Joy, but I don't really like Onision either. Like, you know what I mean? The only reason I watch the both of them is because it's interesting to see them interact with each other. And honestly, I don't really watch a lot of the. I only watch at these crescendos. I don't listen to the fucking chorus. I only pay attention to the verse. So this is one of those nexuses, you know what I mean? Like, here we're at this point where now they are fucking face to face, and this is huge. But as far as points, now that being said, did any of it matter? Like, was anything resolved? Did anything happen? Did anything new get brought up? Did any earth-shattering points get made? No. Like, Joy has done a terrible job of the way that she has handled her critique of Onision, because she got personally involved, and that biased her view in ways that she just doesn't realize. So she's already on a bad ground, right? But he's not on fantastic ground either. But, like, for the most part, his controversies are who gives a shit type things. Like, when it really all comes down to it, everybody said he's a pedophile. Okay, there's some there. But it's all within that gray area. Is it illegal in some states? Yes. Was it legal in the state that they were doing it in? Yes. So is it illegal? No. But it's weird. You know, it's that kind of stuff. It's gray area shit. And for the most part, the gray area shit is when you kind of go, I'm watching you, but I'm watching you. You know what I mean? So I didn't really, you know, Greg does a fantastic job of doing his thing. It's beautiful to watch. He can just get people to say whatever. And Joy walked into it. And I think the reason Joy walked into it so easily was because she thought this was hysterical. She thought this is funny. She's trolling this dude. You know what I mean? She's pestering him. Say what you want to, she's pestering him. She's pestering the shit out of him. She does do these long rapid fire, multiple a day videos about the same fucking person and the same fucking topic. And now she's doing live streams and talking to other people and talking to shit about this. So there's a lot of there too. You know what I mean? Like there's some creepiness on her side as well as far as all this is concerned. But she's just tickled as fuck to be talking to this guy. So she just thinks this is a riot. But if you do look at it from his perspective, and I get what he's saying. Like, I remember when I first started my channel and I would search the Egocast, you know, just to see it in the search. I don't, it's weird that, you know, when you're first starting out and you've got all of 10 subscribers and they're all your friends and family and nobody's watching your videos because even though your friends and family have subscribed, nobody fucking cares enough to actually watch you play video games, whatever. Anyways, so, you know, you just look at that kind of shit, and I would always see, did you mean the egotastic, or whatever the fuck it is, that other thing that I guess, I don't even know what the fuck it is, whatever. And I'm like, no, I didn't mean that. I meant my channel, you know what I mean? And like the first time that I searched the Egocast, and it didn't ask me if I meant something else. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking cool. So, for Onision, who's been at this level for so long that he searches Onision and he sees a shit ton of his videos, with some smatterings of people fucking with him here and there, but still the first page probably is all him, you know? And then Joy comes along and she kind of leeches off of him. You gotta admit, I've leeched off him. I know that every time I make a video about Onision, I'm going to get a couple thousand views on it. The last video I made on Onision is now number 2 on my most popular uploads. 12,000 views or some shit like that. It's right behind Don Lemon. Don, people, you got to fucking do some shit again. Don, Onision's got to pull ahead of you pretty soon. Anyways, so, you know, I know when I make a video about Onision, I know it's going to get views. And the Joy videos, the 3 of them that I made, well, the one that I made that I split into 3 videos, you know, it got, in grand total, like 6,000 views or some shit like that. Now, if I would have released it as one part, it would have probably got 1,000, maybe 2,000-3,000 views. And then, you know, that would be it. So I kind of, you know, I squeezed the rock a little bit there. And I'm going to do that more often, because... But, anyways, what difference does it fucking make to you? You're still watching the goddamn video. It's not like I'm doing anything different. Anyways, so... I'm just getting more profit. Money! Anyways, so she's kind of leeched off him a little bit. And you gotta say that the grand portion of the amount of subscribers that she's gotten has come from making videos about him. And she's made a lot of them. So that's kind of another problematic thing with the whole situation. He has good points against her. And her points against him are largely blown out of proportion shit. Did he post pictures of girls that were underage in his videos? Sure, he did. Did anybody complain about it? No. Apparently, from what he says, and I don't know, apparently nobody fucking complained about it. So, no victim, no crime. Say what you want to, if nobody's complaining about it, no victim. And if there's no victim, there is no crime. So, what are you going to do? Now, we could get 10 years down the road, and depending on statutes of limitations and how all that fucking shit works across state lines, I don't even fucking know. But we could come 10 years down the road and that girl could go, you know, I really have a problem with that because it's affecting my life negatively because people found out that's me. You know what I mean? There could be some there. But as right now, fucking nothing. But Joey is acting as if there's been all of these, you know, complaints issued and all this, that, and the other thing. And yeah, there was one guy that bitched about it, but I think there was something weird about that. Like, it wasn't actually a relative. It was some dude just saying... I don't even fucking know. Like I said, I don't really care. It's not something I'm interested in until it comes to a head. But anyways, so... we're here now. And they're about to argue. But I wanted to kind of give my point of view just in a rough, quick 10-minute fucking speech, and so that all of the questions can be put aside as to where I stand on the case. My stance is I don't give a shit. Like, it's all just ridiculous. But I do like dissecting the psychology of what happened, because it's real interesting. And I have rules that I'm going to adhere to make everything sound fair as far as I can, you know. So we'll get into that in the actual video, and here we go. Oh! Did you think I wasn't going to do the intro? Alright, so I had discussed mere seconds ago that I had rules for this, and I'm going to go through this real fucking quick because we're already running fucking long, and oh my god, this is going to take forever. This might be another multiple part. Anyways, so you gotta fucking pull it where you can, man. What am I gonna tell you? So the rules are gonna be thus. I'm gonna play a piece of Onision's cut up video. He cut the shit out of the video, but it's interesting, and we're going to get into why that's interesting. He inserted a whole lot of extra information. We're going to get into why that's all interesting and why the whole thing altogether is interesting. And, you know, so I've got Onision's video. And then I have the pure, uncut, actual fucking thing. And I'm going to show it from the moment I press play until we meet up at the end, where I finally end the whole thing, because I'm not going to go through the entire video, because good fucking lord, I could talk about this video. I could do a doctorate thesis on this fucking video if I was taking the right class for my doctorate. So this could be extensive, and no, I'm not going to do it. Don't fucking ask me to, because if you ask me to, I'm going to have to say no, and that would suck. So I just want to give you the tools with which to look at both those videos as objectively as possible, or as objectively as I'm looking at it. I'm giving you my opinion on the way I look at it. Whatever. Anyways, so we're going to look at Onision's video, we're going to look at the pure uncut video, and we're going to see exactly what it was all that he cut from the video. And exactly how the additional information that he gave affects the overall video and paints it within a certain light. And we're going to ultimately, I guess, discuss in the comments as to whether or not the way Onision painted it is the way that you see it, even watching it without his additional information. Still knowing his information. So I guess it taints you. You can't have objectivity after that. But you can kind of look at it through both perspectives. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you've seen both videos already, or at least you've seen the raw uncut video or something. I don't know, but we're gonna look over both. Jesus fucking Christ! Let's just get into it. God damn.
Hello.
So Onision has been so kind as to give her an introduction to his audience. You see, he's one word into the debate, and he's already giving additional information. Now the reason he's doing this is because he has to set the stage. It has to be his rules. That's why he wanted it on Lainey's channel, because, I mean, the way he wanted to do it was just to have her and him on Lainey's channel. He didn't want to have a moderator, didn't want to have any. So he considers Lainey, because he considers his wife to be completely and utterly separate from him in every aspect, except for the fact that it's weird. Anyways, so he sees her as a third impartial non-entity in all of this, even though she's his wife. They're his wife. Whatever. So Joy's like, no, fuck that. We're going to do it on my channel, and I'm going to give all the money to charity, thereby ensuring that she has the high ground reason for having it on her channel. Now, both of them are fucking doing little psychological bullshit there. She's doing little psychological bullshit, but it's going to a good cause. Evil for good. You know, whatever you want to call it. Manipulation, but for a good cause. I can kind of get down with that. It's still dishonest, but nevertheless, whatever. And she chooses Jeff Holiday. Now, Jeff has gotten a reputation for being an impartial moderator. I've never really seen him have to moderate. For the most part, when I've seen him moderating debates and stuff like that, the two people involved were generally pretty respectful to each other, and he very rarely has to step in, but the times that he does, he seems to be pretty impartial. So, at the very least, he plays the part well. And honestly, what more can you ask for than somebody who's actually impartial? Which, if somebody's like, I don't really give a shit, why would I want to sit there and moderate, you know, the YouTube drama nonsense? You know what I mean? So he's about as good as you're going to get. But Onision needs to have it in his fucking favor somehow. Joy needs to have it in her fucking favor somehow. Both being dishonest, but since it happened all together, and he's going to show you his interpretation of it as opposed to the actual fucking debate, this is why we're getting her intro, which is just darling.
What did you think of your friend admitting I'm not a pedophile?
So I only saw his end of it because I'm focused on my live stream. To me,
okay. Well, you can tell me that you can tell me the response to him admitting I'm not a pedophile, because that happened.
Hun, I didn't hear the conversation.
All right, now just to give you a look at what we're going to be watching. I'm not going to do it this short of an amount of time. It's going to be a lot longer whenever I insert the actual uncut. But I want to just kind of kick us off here. I want to show you exactly what I mean when I say I'm going to be showing you the uncut video interspersed so that you can see exactly what it is he's cut out. Because you can tell he's made a lot of jump cuts. But Onision makes a lot of jump cuts. Now, is he making jump cuts to make jump cuts just for timing purposes, to shorten up the video? Or is he doing it because he's cutting shit out that he doesn't want to have in the video? This will answer that question.
Hello?
What did you think of your friend admitting I'm not a pedophile?
So I only saw his end of it because I'm focused on my live stream. So I can't tell you because I didn't hear the whole conversation.
So you see what I mean? He's made cuts, but he's making his Onision jump cuts. You know what I mean? There are points where he cuts shit out, and I will call that out when it happens. But it's interesting what it is that he chooses to cut out. It's very interesting.
What did you think of your friend admitting I'm not a pedophile?
So I only saw his end of it because I'm focused on my live stream. To me,
okay. Well, you can tell me the response to him admitting I'm not a pedophile, because that happened.
Hun, I didn't hear the conversation.
Do you see the jump cut? I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of jump cuts that he puts into videos. I don't know. He's got to have some sort of like automatic editor that just takes out like dead space. I don't know how he does it, because that's got to take a fuckload of time, and the man's making 20 goddamn videos a day. Like, I don't get how he does it, but whatever. You can tell that that's what's going on here. He's just making an Onision jump cut, so it's very interesting. Why do that? Why put yourself under the scrutiny of, look at all those edits? You know what I mean? Like, because nobody's going to really dissect it the way I do. So, why even open yourself up to that?
Hello?
What did you think of your friend admitting I'm not a pedophile?
So I only saw his end of it because I'm focused on my live stream. So I can't tell you because I didn't hear the whole conversation. But to me,
okay. Well, you can tell me the response to him admitting I'm not a pedophile, because that happened.
Hun, I didn't hear the conversation. Like, I had...
Now, that's the uncut video. And one thing that I have a problem with it, he's asking her a direct question. What in the interaction that he had with Jeff, at one point, Jeff, who really doesn't give a shit, like, Jeff really couldn't give a shit less. he was just doing it to help out, to kind of just smooth the road. And he says that over and over again. That's why it's stuck in my head. That's why I'm saying it like that. Anyways, so he was just there just to help out. And Onision attacked him kind of because Jeff has made some videos about him. So Onision decided to dig into him because why the fuck not? It's just additional content, right? So at one point Jeff kind of says, well, look, all right, fine, you're not a pedophile. I can't say conclusively that you're a pedophile because Jeff, being the person that Jeff is, he's a bit older, he's a bit wiser, you know, he kind of knows the game a little bit more, he's a little bit more savvy, you know, so he's still going to protect himself in that level of going, well, okay, so I'm not going to defame you publicly by saying, you know, because he's tossing around suing people and shit like that. So, you know, I can understand why Jeff went that way. But now, immediately, Onision's jumping into, what do you think about Jeff pretty much just disputing your whole fucking argument? Like, so he's hitting her fucking hard right from the get-go, and she's weaseling around. Like, she's not saying, this is what I think. And he hits her with it, which is smart.
I would have to go back and objectively look at it, and I didn't hear the whole exchange, and
And that's all he needs to say. All you have to say is, if that's what he said, then this is what I think about it. And she weaseled on it. Bad.
I wasn't focused on it. I was focused on the stream that you agreed to with me.
Sure, I accept that as a bailout to the actual question.
Alright, so apparently one of the points of contention is that he said the platform will be on you now on Ladybot's channel. And that was going to be the venue, that was the forum, there was no discussion, right? Joy decided that she wanted to have it on her channel because she wanted to do a whole charity thing. So this has now become an issue. It's not at all any of the issues that anybody wanted to hear the two of them talk about, but it's now become an issue, so let's fucking talk about it.
What is the definition of pedophile?
The definition of pedophile is somebody who is attracted to children 13 or younger.
Now, that's a place where he does cut out something. But it's interesting what he cuts out. Let's listen to the uncut video.
I just told you, look at the comments. They can confirm that he admitted I'm not a pedophile.
Hun, I would have to...
It'll be up on YouTube.
Onision, I would have to go back and objectively look at it, and I didn't hear the whole exchange, and I wasn't focused on it. I was focused on the stream that you agreed to with me, so I can't...
Can you tell me why? Sure, I accept that as a bailout to the actual question. What is the definition of pedophile?
The definition of pedophile is somebody who is attracted to children 13 or younger. It was changed to 13. And why people have an issue with you, Greg, is because, and this is the biggest issue that I've had.
Now, you're going to notice that I'm going to do some overlap. Because I want to make sure that everybody's seeing that this is as uncut as possible. That's why I'm not making hard cuts where he's made hard cuts. I'm doing a little overlap for that purpose. Forgive me if that annoys you, but it's just to cover my own ass because I'm smarter than that. So what he cut out was where she says they changed it to 13. Who they? What they? Who they? What changed it to 13? How is it 13? What does that mean? Like where are you getting that from? What is your source? Who changed what to 13? They changed it to 13. Onision lets it slide and he doesn't even mention it in his video, but I think that's another one of those things that I would definitely avoid. Who's they? What they? What is, what? Okay, why does it matter 13? And now the definition of pedophile has to come into question, and we have to show the definition a whole lot, and we have to discuss the definition of pedophile because, what difference does it make? You know what I mean? Like, so it's odd that she would say that way, and it's really odd that he wouldn't hit her on that, because that's another great. But he's not really a skeptic, so he doesn't really think in that direction. You know, whatever.
People have an issue with you, Greg, is because, and this is the biggest issue that I've had, you had somebody that was as young as 12 years old on your channel on one of those videos on whether or not she gives you a boner or she's fat.
Now he's got her on this one because she is personally involved in this. So she is doing little ad hominems or whatever, where she's saying, you know, she's implying the tone by blatantly overblowing the language used. You know what I mean? Like, she's turning "am I attractive" into "do I give you a boner?" Now, is it the same thing? Yeah, pretty much. Is it right to alter the tone of the delivery just to better make your point? Well, if your point's so good, no. Why would you do that? That only leaves you open to criticism about that. And Joy has left herself open to criticism about this. And this now becomes a point of contention where she loses because you just lose from the outset when you go that route.
And that is actually legally, you're not in compliance because the parents could sue you since you made money off of that.
And you saw the picture of that 12-year-old. They were more than covered.
It doesn't matter.
And also, the video wasn't called "Do You Give Me a Boner?"
Of course it wasn't. On one of those videos on whether or not she gives you a boner.
The video wasn't called "Do You Give Me a Boner?"
Of course it wasn't.
See? And what bugs me about Onision's way that he's handling this is because he's doing some Weasley ass shit too. He's not bringing any of this up during the debate. I don't think he has the quickness of wit necessary to really do a good crush you utterly debate. If it was somebody that would be coming up with these points and giving them to Joy during the debate with her in front of him, there would be no need to do this editing in your own little narrative over it. It wouldn't be necessary. He needs to do that because he's not quick enough to really throw that shit out on the fly. So it's almost a pass because he's still making good points. But at the same time, it's like, it's kind of Weasley. Again, he's changing the tone of the whole debate because he wasn't quick enough to fucking come up with this shit right then and there and really drive her into the dirt. The man could have crushed her utterly. He really had every opportunity. She gave him every opportunity. And he fumbled the ball. Like, it was bad play.
You had somebody that was as young as 12 years old on your channel on one of those videos on whether or not she gives you a boner or she's fat, and that is actually legally, you're not in compliance because the parents could sue you since you made money off of that.
Yeah, and you saw the picture of that 12-year-old. They were more than covered.
No, it doesn't matter.
And also, the video wasn't called "Do You Give Me a Boner?"
Of course it wasn't. Oh my God, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's the literal title, Greg. I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing whether or not that's the literal title.
So there you go. Uncut. As you can see, nothing really has been removed. So moving on.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing whether or not that's the literal title.
You seem mentally unstable. Why are you laughing and moving around like a wild person?
Honey, because I honestly
When you
enjoy
said so?
I love this. You are so much fun. Okay.
Now, she's really happy about this. Say what you want to about it. Is she fangirl geeking out over it? Sure, why not? Whatever. Is she just laughing about it because to her this is all just humorous? Yeah, sure, whatever. But at the end of the day, to him, it isn't funny. Like, he's really annoyed by this girl. He's really pissed at her. He's not happy about her behavior towards him. So, here she is, just having a grand old time. And it's making her look manic. You know what I mean? So it's another kind of twisting of reality, but is it? You know what I mean? It's another one of those you don't really know where she's coming from, because who really knows where she's coming from? Does she just think this awesome because she's on a stalker high of actually interacting with the person that she's obsessed with? Or is she just tickled pink because he's so fucking upset and serious about this, and that for whatever reason amuses her? Either way, it's not really good.
So here's the thing. Commercial use for anybody's child, you have to have a contract with the parent if you're going to use it for commercial use, since you made money off of it. You didn't do an apology
Is
to the
that video
parents.
even out?
Now, did he receive complaints? I don't know. Haven't a clue. But let's run the numbers. Let's say he did. Then he's blatantly fucking lying. Let's say he didn't. Joy's making shit up. Now, where does he have his basis for his claims? He can already point to the whole boner and whatever fucking comment. She's over exaggerating shit. Makes it sound deceptive. You know what I mean? What's her reasons for defense? Does she have any proof that complaints were made against him? Because she doesn't show any. So, who wins?
You had it up for months and you made lots of money on it. I haven't checked. I don't know.
Here's the thing. Making money with YouTube is a variable. Sometimes you can actually make $0 on a video depending on the content. So you actually don't know.
No, I do. I do, because this is the kind of work that I did. I absolutely do know.
No, you literally don't know because you have no proof of one way or the other.
I have your videos downloaded, sweetheart. We all have proof.
That's not proof of financial earnings. That's what we're talking about, Joy.
But you had ads on it, and if it needed be.
That's not proof of financial earnings.
But you had ads on it, and if it needed be.
But you don't know how many ads even ran on it.
Then what we can do is I can contact the parent. Then what we.
Alright. So we got a lot of things going on here. Did Onision make money on the video? If anybody saw that video and there was an ad on that video, yes, he made money on that video. Was that money substantial enough to be considered actual earnings? Who knows? Only he does. Now, what he says is true. Nobody can tell exactly what a video makes. I can't even really tell exactly what one of my videos make. YouTube even gives me a range of possibility. You could have made this much, could have been this much. So you don't really know exactly what a video makes until you actually get paid. You know what I mean? And even then, it's going to take a whole lot of fucking math to figure out exactly what a video made. So for her to make the claim that she knows, you know what I mean, how much he made off a video, whether or not he made any money at all off of a video, she can have no proof for that. Like, if she has it, I would love to find out how she got it. It would be very interesting to know. But I don't see her having that proof. Now, she's confusing the issue with him saying, do you have proof that I even did this at all? So she's kind of talking about a different subject than he is because she's got what she wants to talk about and he's got what he wants to talk about. But when he asks her a question and she answers with the answer to a completely different question, kind of makes you go, what?
What I can do is I can contact the parents.
You have no idea.
So we can... Hold on one second, Onision. Give me just a second. Ugh.
Okay, so the other thing that was in that last clip, that thank God I made a cut here for whatever reason, she's gotten herself really deep into this. She's contacted the parents of these girls. Imagine that fucking call. Hi, I'm a YouTuber, and your daughter sent a picture of herself in her panties to a guy on YouTube, and I'd like to know what you think about that. Like, holy fucking shit, how do you make that goddamn phone call? That's a little bit much, you know what I mean? So, is she actually can she actually call the parents of these girls, whatever, and actually ask them if they were... So it's like she's really getting deep into this, but why bring that up? You know what I mean? Yeah, he's saying that he doesn't have any complaints, but to then counter with, I'm going to call the parent? Like, that's... Man, that's out there. They probably don't want to hear from her. You know what I mean? Like, they probably want to get on with their lives. They probably want this to fade away and then disappear. And they're probably pretty upset that it keeps getting fucking brought up. So, calling the parents, that's a losing battle. It's so weird.
Stupid tech stuff. Okay. Onision, here's the thing, though. So what you're saying is I can't prove what you
can
heard.
Call me Greg. My name is Greg.
Well, I'm Midwestern. This is just how I talk. I'll try to remember. Sometimes I have memory issues.
It's a very simple 4-letter word.
Yes, and I also have memory issues, and that's a thing, too. So.
Okay, so now Joy does this Weasley little thing where she brings up her health. She's famous for it. So he's always got to bring up her health. Everything is because her health is bad. And to bring it up here, why? Like, why? What's the point? You just go, oh, I'm sorry. Fine, Greg. And then you move on. Like... So it's kind of like a Weasley little tactic, and it works against her because now this becomes the issue that has to be discussed. And it goes fucking everywhere.